Hey guys, it's GameKiller here, and today we're gonna jump right back into Angels with Scaly Wings. Alright, so we had that problem where I couldn't read my own name correctly because I put it as me. So I went ahead and started another playthrough with the name with another name. I left off pretty much exactly where we left off last time. The only difference is that there's a new name and maybe one or two like dialogues. I don't know. Some selection I might have missed, but I pretty much did like an exact carbon copy of the choices I made in the first one, so it shouldn't really matter. But I'm gonna go with this one because yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with this one because like it has a name that I can use. But anyways, the next day I awoke with many questions lingering in my head. I considered calling someone from the police department to ask about Reza and Maverick, but in the end I decided against doing so, as I was sure they would contact me if they had anything to tell me. I knew it was no use worrying about it for now, so I settled for starting another book. It didn't take very long though before the doorbell rang. Did Bryce, the chief of police, take it upon himself to escort me today? Oh, it's you again. Are you surprised? No, but I guess I'll mean bad news. Afraid so. How are you holding up? Better than yesterday, that's for sure. Let's go for a walk then, shall we? Sure. This time I was taken along a different route from yesterday, and I was quite sure there was more to this than just taking a walk. I'll just go ahead and guess you didn't find Reza. Yeah, we hoped he'd come back on his own by now. Do you have any idea where he might be? Maybe he mentioned some sort of place in particular that holds some meaning to him. No, not really. We didn't get a chance to talk that much yesterday before. There's that too. I have no idea why Reza would have done anything like that. I had the impression that they were very fond of each other, but this... How is he, by the way? Oh, Maverick is doing fine, but there's plenty of blame to go around. You're right, they didn't particularly like each other. In his statement, Maverick says he suspected Reza of planning some sort of attack. Do you know anything about that? No, he only told me something was going to happen, not that he was planning anything. At least that was the impression I got. He's suspecting you too, by the way. That you both planned this all from the beginning. No, that wouldn't make sense. Actually, none of this is making sense. Why would we go through all the lengths of our agreement only to jeopardize it by doing something like this? You even already have our PDAs and don't have much of it to show for it yet. If we had any nefarious plans, this wouldn't have been a very good idea. You have a good point. I believe you, but from our side, we only have Maverick's word on the whole matter. After all, he was the one who spent the most time with Reza since he arrived here. But even then, he didn't really have any reason to follow you yesterday, and his behavior was completely out of line. I'm glad you came out fine. If he wasn't on mandatory sick leave, he'd be suspended right now. We'll have to wait until this whole thing's over before we decide what to do with him. I can assure you this won't be taken lightly. A choice! Damn, this doesn't... Right, so they both acted... maybe... This seems right. Maybe. We still got quite a lot on our hands now, though. We have a wounded dragon and a missing human. This could lead to a diplomatic crisis. Maybe Reza will show up soon and we can get all of this behind us. I hope so too. I really wouldn't want to jeopardize everything over this unfortunate incident. Yeah, how about we just both keep this quiet about this whole thing for now? After all, I don't think any of us wants our people panicking about this already, right? I merely nodded in agreement. Eventually, we arrived at the police station, where the chief took my formal statement in regards to yesterday's events. He asked me about Reza and Maverick, too. Not that I knew much of anything that preceded yesterday's events, or the mysterious catastrophe Reza had mentioned. Afterwards, he thanked me and left to file my statement while I sat by his table, waiting and listening to the goings-on of this small provincial town police department. When he returned, he was approached by someone who seemed to have urgent news. A lot of talking between the two ensued that I couldn't make out from my position. This went on for a bit, until Bryce returned to me. Afraid I have more bad news for you. Reza has now officially become a murder suspect. Murder? We're headed to the crime scene and hoped you'd come with us. I almost said that in Kaiba's voice. Me? A crime scene? I don't really know much about forensics. It's just that you're the only link to Reza we have. Consider what he said would happen to us. It's in all of our interests that we find him as soon as possible, and if he has anything to do with it, you might be able to help us find him. Your cooperation would certainly be appreciated, and would be a nice gesture to show us that you're trustworthy in the eyes of those who might think otherwise about what happened yesterday. Will you help us? I suppose I don't really have much choice here, but you're right. We've got to find Reza, and if that's what it takes, then I'll do it. Very well, let us go then. Investigation start! On our way to the crime scene, he tried to prepare me for what would come. I had studied biology, so I was familiar with the sight of dead animals. Asking myself how similar this would be, I wonder if my reaction would be any different if it wasn't a dragon, but a human corpse I would be seeing. When we arrived, we were met by Sebastian, who gave us an overview of the whole situation. This morning, the victim was found by delivery fly for a restaurant. Blood loss from multiple wounds are the likely cause of death. Forensics was already here, so feel free to poke around. A few paces in front of us, there was the unfortunate victim, was covered by a sheet that concealed the body, but not the large red stain beneath. We approached, while Sebastian went off to deter any curious onlookers. I know it won't be pretty, and I'm sorry for putting you through this, but you know what's at stake here. Just remember what I told you and you should be fine. Alright. Are you ready? Just do it. Oh yeah, the scene from the intro, or the thing, the thumbnail, whatever it was. What do you think? Well, it's definitely dead. Yeah, what the Okay. Rest in peace. Let's just say this will be your test, and tell me what you can deduce from what you see. Give it your best shot. 2 wings, 2 legs, just like the waitress in the cafe. About as big as a human, lengthwise, if not slightly taller. The wingspan would certainly look impressive at that size. The wounds are kinda hard to miss. True, but what are they telling you? They're clean cuts from a knife or another sharp instrument. That is true, but why does this matter? Ah, god damn it. Ah. Yo, why am I investigating this? Yo, I'm actually not qualified to do this. Okay, it doesn't tell us suicide, and it doesn't say someone with hands. Okay, well, Maverick hit me with his tail, so I guess they don't use knives either. Well, man, I'm just speculating here. I'm just wasting time. I don't know what to do. Oh well, time to take it up the ass, I guess. Reza had a gun yesterday. Why would he use a knife now? Right, that weapon he was using on Maverick is called a gun, right? Yeah. What strange contraptions. Well, he could have a reason to use a knife over his gun if it was him. Can you think of any? It's not a suicide, though. He did not want to make any noise. After all, he ran away from Maverick trying to hide from the police. Something as loud as a gunshot would have easily given away his position and alerted others in the area. Right, that could be a good reason. By the way, which wound do you think was a lethal one? I think it was the one on his neck. That's right. If all the blood from it wasn't a giveaway, this is a stab wound, characterized by a rather small footprint. You can tell it's also the deepest one. And from the location, it's pretty obvious that this must have done tremendous damage. What else do you see? Well, there's a lot of blood. He was hemophiliac! Couldn't have been dragged here. The blood's... He died here. He died here, else there was a trail we could follow. The splatters also suggest this is where they fought. That's true. Unfortunately, it doesn't help with determining who the perpetrator is. Objection! Excuse me? Sorry, I just always wanted to say that. Go on, please. What about the blood on his muzzle? You tell me. He fought back. It might be the perpetrator's blood. Yes, that is true. As I expect forensics already took a sample of it, so it might actually help us determine who the perpetrator is. I think that's about everything. You know what, kid? I'm impressed. Maybe we should have you around more often. You did well on the first investigation. Yes. Awesome. Aye, Chief, do you still need the witness here for anything? Sebastian approached with the dragon who had discovered the body earlier. I recognized her as Adine, the waitress from the cafe. She seemed distraught, which given the situation wasn't very surprising. I don't think so. Take her to the department, get her statement written up, and that should be it. Sure thing. Alright, miss, we're gonna have to take you to the department. Of course. When she spotted me, however, her composure brightened visibly. Oh, it's the human! Well, I'm a human. Well, I call you but your name, but you never actually told me it. It's Kaiba. What are you even doing here? Do you work for our police now? Looks like it. Maybe I should be calling you officer then. I don't think I'm quite there yet. By the way, I didn't know you also did deliveries. I do a little bit of everything, really. That's nice. I liked my fish yesterday. You don't have to hide it. I know it's quite an acquired taste. To be fair, I wouldn't have recommended it to someone new like you, but you could always try something different. Here's our number if you don't want to come in, and we'll deliver anything we have to you. Thanks. Sorry, I guess we should get going. Bye. What do we do now? I suppose we'll head off too, unless... Oh, no. Okay, so, like, on a side note, I totally forgot that I needed water while doing this, so... Right. Yeah, it's been so long since I planned how to actually record the second episode, so... I'll have to apologize for that. Anyways, I suppose we'll have it off too, unless... Oh no. What is it? We've got a oh fuck. Shit. I totally forgot how to do this voice I planned for him. We've got a violent homicide, and of course nobody from the department tells me. I have to find out from a neighbor who wanted to ask me about it. Good thing rumors travel fast, huh? I can't do that, like, low, gruff voice. No, it's impossible for me. Of course nobody told you. You're on sick leave. Mandatory sick leave, I might add. Not here in any official capacity, you see. I'm merely enjoying a curative walk in the fresh air and happened to come across you by accident. What do you want? I don't want anything. I just find it interesting that no one tells me about this. But the prime suspect's buddy can mess with the investigation. I see how it is. I know what you are thinking, but don't jump to conclusions here. I don't need to jump to conclusions. I think the dead body we found says it all. You really have an attitude problem. You know, if you weren't on sick leave, you'd be suspended right now for attacking Kaiba yesterday. Do you even have any idea what kind of repercussions this could have on us all? Me attack Kaiba. As far as I can see, I'm the only one who's injured here. Besides, I'm so sorry for apparently being the only one who's doing his damn job. Right, let's all just sit idly by while the suspect's on the loose and planning his next move. You know, whatever it was Reza was talking about, he was going to tell me just before he showed up yesterday. I don't need to hear you, of all people, belittling me about this. What's your problem? If anything, I just want to find him just as much as you do. Don't compare yourself to me. Your words mean nothing. What? That was such a voice actor voice. If that means anything. Jesus. Enough! You shouldn't even be here, so you better go now and get some rest before I have to take disciplinary action. Fine, but when we find him, you'll see I was right. If I have to prove it myself, so be it. Can he even just do his own investigation like that? Well, as long as he doesn't interfere with us, we can't really stop him from doing things in his own free time. I see. I suspect he won't adhere to the standards of performing an unbiased investigation, though. He has already made up his mind. It's clear to me he won't be looking for facts, just for evidence to support his own view in order to prove it to us or himself. Who knows? He's always been like that. Always something to prove. We'll have to be careful. He'll be looking for Reza soon enough. Don't worry, Reza will turn up eventually. I surely hope so. Oh god damn it, Tico. All things considered, I had to admit that it remained a possibility that Maverick was right. But how could the Reza I knew really be a murderer? You know what? If you think of something that might help with the investigation, or if you need anything else, just call me. I will. Well, I think we're done here. Let's go. Bryce let me back to the apartment. I guess there isn't really much for me to do in the meantime, as I was spared the more arduous parts of the investigation. Maybe I should have been glad about this, though now I had an afternoon to fill. What should I do? Oh boy. Damn. Right. So there's Remy. Fucking Blue Eyes. Fucking. So we also have the reporter. I don't know. Right now we need to lay low. We could go on a date with either of these two. We were just with Bryce, and Some lunch would be nice, but, let's... Let's meet with Blue-Eyes White Dragon. He told me to meet him in the lobby, but nobody's here. Maybe I should look for him. He can't be too far after all. It was quite a spacious building, lined with many bookcases on multiple floors. From the looks of it, it seemed to be as much of an archive as it was a library, with immaculate order permeating the chamber. It was the kind of place I could see myself getting lost in for an afternoon or two, thumbing through all the interesting books it could offer me. I was looking around in wonder when suddenly a voice penetrated the silence. Remy! I couldn't see who the voice belonged to, but it came from the more private area in the back. It was followed by footsteps that approached it. Oh, you're still here? Of course I'm still here. I have business to attend to. Certainly. I just assumed you'd be done by now, Emera. Guess your assumption was wrong then. Be a good boy and bring me some coffee, will you? Of course, Emera. I heard more movement, though I could not see either of the two who spoke behind all the bookcases. I assumed the area was off limits to a visitor like myself and decided to wait. Here you go. Now let me read in peace, you silly boy. Oh man, what the hell? What the hell is going on back there? I heard him walk towards my direction until he emerged from behind a bookcase and spotted me. Oh, hello, Kaiba. I didn't expect you so soon. Well, I'm glad to see you again, at any rate. Who is that back there? I guess you heard that, didn't you? That was my superior. She's the Minister of Culture and Arts, which means I'm technically in her employment. Though, generally speaking, I work for the council at large, not just her. So this is where you work, huh? Most of the time, yes. That makes you a librarian, I suppose. There's a little more to it. I'm not just in charge of the books. I'm a scholar and study them too. For example, if the council requests knowledge on certain topics, like facts, statistics, or other information of interest, it is part of my job to research it and present it to them in an appropriate manner. Damn. I guess it doesn't matter. Yikes, what did I get? Yeah. Oh man, I just had second thoughts right after that. I guess you came to the right place then. Anyways, was there a particular reason why you wanted to meet me? Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna hate myself if I have to choose that one. Okay, let's just calm down and consider our options. Yes? There's one. This is logical, and this seems to me the most calm and collected option. This seems like a turnoff. Aw, man, do I hook up? Jeez. Guys, I'm gonna hate myself. All right, let's make it interesting, shall we? Don't say that. Don't say that. Either way, now that
that you're here. You can help me with something. I've got some books that need to be sorted over here. Oh no, the arrangement you see in this library is based on a sophisticated system that sorts everything in a very intuitive manner, based on a number of criteria: genre, author, complexity, and age. As you can probably tell, we have a lot of specimens, so just sorting them by alphabet would be far from inefficient. Oh, okay. That does sound very intuitive. It is. Basically, these 8 books you see over there were all part of a section that moved, so they have to be sorted into their new area. The problem is, their labels are so old that they've started to fade away, which makes sorting them a little harder. They will get new labels soon, but until then, we'll just have to make do with what we have here. All of them are by Akel, a writer on the subject of history, and a very prolific one, I might add. You will find the shelf they belong to over there. Now it's just a matter of placing them in the right order from oldest to newest. I've written out anything still legible from the old labels here. For someone like you, putting them in order shouldn't be a problem. In any case, I'll be working on something else in the meantime, so let me know once you're done. Hints. The Third War is directly preceded by the Spark. First War is directly preceded by the Inception. Preceded, okay. Right, so I've forgotten my English. Preceded means, well, damn. Damn. The Second War is the 4th book. And only 1 book before the First War. So the First War is the 2nd book. Preceded by the Inception. So Inception, First War. Okay, thank. Okay. Okay, yes, thanks. This helps. Right. 1 book before the First War. No, wait. No, I'm just having weird thoughts now. Okay, so the Second War is the 4th book. 1 book, so First War is the 2nd book. The Inception, First War. Then something after the First War. The Third War is okay. Whatever. Okay, let's see. The Inception. The 2nd book is the First War. The 3rd book is... The Invention is not the 3rd, 7th, or last book. The Second War is the 4th book. So the Inception, the First War... Okay, so there are 8 books. So it can't be 4th or... Damn. This puzzle is quite hard.
Damn. So it's not the third war, or it's not the third war, and it's not the spark. It's not the invention either. And it's not the enlightenment. So could be the tribe. Actually, it's the tribe. The fourth book is the second war. Okay. The fifth book might be the spark, then the third war. The spark, then the third war. Wait. Shit. Wait a minute. Okay. So we have the invention is not the third, seventh, or last book. Fifth is this. Sixth is this third war. It can't be. Oh, man. Or actually, if the invention is not the third, seventh, or last book, it can be the fifth. Sorry about that. So it can be the fifth. Wait, I'm forgetting the names. Okay, the fifth must be the invention. Then it's this, then this, then this. Yeah! Yeah! That wasn't too hard. In any case, there's a box here that belongs in storage. You can put that away. I'll finish the last bit of sorting, and then we'll be done for the day. Sure thing. Great, see you in a bit then. Phew, that was heavier than I thought. I lifted the box and carried it towards its shelf, but just as I was about to reach it, I tripped suddenly, sending me to the ground as the contents of the box spilled across the floor. Urge to kill self rising. Nope. Oh shit, I missed that. Whoops. What is all this stuff anyway? In preparation for our arrival, I wanted to study what knowledge we had on humans. And what did you learn? Not much. The human is a creature shrouded in mystery and legend, yet one we apparently share some history with. Sure, dragon. Tell me I'm the mythological creature. As the story goes, we dragons were once a primitive and savage civilization, living in caves and whatnot. We fought other creatures amongst each other for resources and territory. One day, however, a human arrived who performed many miracles and gave us the gifts of electricity and reason. We refer to this event as our awakening. What happened to them? And who were they, anyway?
They say it was a divine creature, a supernatural being that saved our species by making peace between our clans and uniting us, as our numbers were dwindling from our pointless conflicts. And when the deed was done, they ascended to the heavens from where they came, or turned into a dragon and lived among us, ruling with kindness and wisdom until their eventual passing, depending on who you ask. And what do you make of this story? As unlikely as it sounds, there is evidence for sudden, unprecedented technological advancement in our timeline. We have artifacts from that time that couldn't have been built with the knowledge that we had back then. I'm starting to think you already have a theory. Indeed, I take it you are familiar with the way the portals through which you traveled here actually work. Actually, I kinda am. But not very. It's simple, really. There are spontaneous wormholes that pop into existence now and then, but their highly unstable nature means that they instantly collapse in on themselves. The machinery of the portal merely stabilizes the wormhole so that we may utilize it. We are actually just taking advantage of a naturally occurring phenomenon. Long story short, my theory is that this legendary person stumbled upon one of these natural wormholes in the split second it existed, bringing them into our world. Being thrust into an unfamiliar world with no means to return to their own. Talk about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or just the right one, if you ask me. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here today. Oh, what I would give to know more about them. How do you know so much about the portal anyway? We found it a while ago, so we've had time to study it. Not me personally, mind you, but I followed its developments with great interest. What else have you discovered about it? Not much, I'm afraid. We didn't want to take the risks of permanent damage, so we won't do anything rash until we completely understand the technology and can replicate it for ourselves. So far, the only thing it has done for us was locating your portal and connecting us to it. From the interface, it appears to have more functions, but we haven't been able to get any of them to work. We're not even sure what it was capable of when we initially turned it on. Only after some time of being active did it actually find your portal, and only then we were able to make the connection. Making that discovery must have been very exciting, especially when you made contact with us and started exchanging letters with us. Oh, you have no idea. Especially when Reza arrived and he turned out to be a human, of all things. Some people still worship them, you know. You've mentioned that before. How does that work? Do you have some kind of organized religion based around it? Not exactly. It is more like an adoration on a personal level. I count myself amongst them, if it wasn't for the fact that I consider myself to have a more reasonable approach to it than others. For example, there are those that believe that there is much more to your sudden appearance than there really is. I think they expect some sort of miracle from you, similar to as ascribed as to humans in the past. That's what I expected. Either way, as a scholar, I'm looking forward to see everything your PDAs have to offer. I could show you sometime. I see. Well, don't worry about explaining them to me. I'm sure you have much more important things to do while you are here. It is just a question of time until one of them ends up with me anyway. Actually, the PDAs are one of the reasons I volunteered to come here. What do you mean? I know them pretty well. Enough to explain how they work, at least. Of course, that's far from the only reason. I just thought I'd be the kind of person who'd meet all of the requirements, and turned out it was. I see. It was nice of you to volunteer when you must have known there would be considerable risks in coming here. You volunteered as well when you came to meet me, didn't you? I wouldn't think this kind of thing would fall under your jurisdiction regularly.
That is true, but by this point, my interest in these things shouldn't surprise you. I was more surprised that I arrived under cover of darkness to meet an ambassador, though I haven't seen much of you since. Initially, they wanted to have an official reception headed by myself, but in the end, they changed their minds due to security concerns, as I told you back then. I suppose that's also why I'm being escorted by the police all the time. Yeah, that was supposed to be my job too, until someone from the police department objected and advocated for more security. Better be safe than sorry, I suppose. Let me guess, that someone was Maverick. How do you know that? Just a hunch. At least I still got to meet you. Were you nervous when you did? Only the brave or the foolish wouldn't be. I consider myself neither. To be fair, I would have been as well, if we didn't already know about humans in Reza. There was a moment of silence between us and our eyes met briefly, when suddenly a loud call echoed through the building. Remy! I better go and see what this is about. Maybe it would be better if you didn't stay out in the open. At the end of the hallway, you can find my office towards the right. Wait for me there. Alright. Zoom. Office? Why is there a bed here? Wait. Rummage through his trash. Rummage through his trash, really. Heavy paper, perfect binding. I can tell from the cover alone that this is not the cheap stuff, but the result of quality bookmaking. Alright, let's take a peek inside. Looks like unsorted notes. His handwriting is terrible. Nope, can't make it out. Bruv, why am I... What's this? Something's wrapped in paper. It's a partially eaten sandwich covered in mold. I'm not gonna eat that. Why would I do this? Why would I do this? I wonder if their computers are similar to ours. Let's see. At the press of a button, the screen came to life, accompanied by the whir of the machine. After a few seconds, colorful images appeared on the screen. No way. No, Elia, we've come to stop you. Your reign of terror over the land of Marmoa is over. You're outnumbered. Just give up and we can end this without bloodshed. The area is teeming with my soldiers, outnumbering you thousands to one, but I don't even need them. Who knows, if you survive long enough, you might just see why I'm called Elia the Ascended. Oh, you pop... What? Wait, these are just recolors of all the dragons, though. Oh, you... Okay, how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can't think of any, slurs right now, but I guess we better keep this as PG as we can. Calm down, Edith. Focus. I'm sorry it has to come to this, Elia, but this ends now. Romanon, get them. Grr. What are these? How? Oh man. Grr. So he's the only one who gets an effect? Wait. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh, no. Oh no, let me take a look. Why did it even touch the computer? It's just the computer. Well, whatever you did, at least it seems to be okay. Oh no, my game! What's wrong? When you touched the computer, you saw a game running, right? Yeah, I played a little. I saved this specifically at that moment to play it later, and now it's all gone. What do you mean it's all gone? So much preparation, so many hours spent grinding just to get there. I can't do all of that again. You wouldn't understand. Actually, I do. Actually. You do? Yeah, we used to have similar games where I come from. I see. Well, at least my office is still standing. Speaking of which, what's with the bed? It looks like you live here. When I have to work late, it's just easier to stay here. Besides, I have the knowledge of the whole library at my fingertips, and can use the resources and equipment as I please, like this computer. Don't you have one at home? No, we generally don't have this kind of technology in every household, though it's not exactly rare either. We just use it where we need it. Back home, we used to have computers everywhere. Most of us even carried one on our wrists wherever we went. Is that so? Dang. Oh, that means that the library will be closing pretty soon. If you want to do or ask anything in particular, now is the time. You can't even begin to comprehend how much I'm grinning right now. Oh man, this hurts. Yo, this hurts. He doesn't know? Holy shit. My vision is slowly fading out. You too. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. Yo, I can't even read anymore. Yo. Oh. Oh man, I'm not even. I don't think I'm even like a quarter of the way through the chapter. Guys, I don't. Why? Why am I doing this? Anyways, if you like that, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna have to end it off here. It's way too much for me to handle right now, but I hope you liked the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah.